I am given to understand the matter of Ramu has finally been resolved. I fear resolved bespeaks a permanence we cannot rightly claim. Yet I am well satisfied that the Lord of Levin will not trouble us in the foreseeable future. Your satisfaction is assurance enough for me. How fares the investigation? Well enough. Thancred has spared no effort. They are many and one, just as you suspected. Their purpose, however, eludes us. I see. I have been meaning to ask, but is Alize quite well? I feel as if I have scarcely seen her in recent days. Oh, you haven't, and nor have I, alas. Alize has chosen to walk her own path, stubborn girl, but you may be assured that our destination remains the same. And on that note, I take my leave of you. I trust that the Baldessian report will serve you well. I take it we can proceed as discussed? Why do you ask? You scarcely need my permission to act. It's good to see you again, Fen. I have been looking forward to congratulating you on your triumph in Twelbswood. Owing to your efforts, conflict has been averted. Truly, you have done the Scions proud. And with that, we can strike Ramu from the list. So what's next? Sahagin? Leviathan? The Lord of the Whirl has not answered his minion's call of late, nor is he expected to do so in the near future. While the Sahagin remain as aggressive as ever, they lack the quantities of crystals required to call forth their god. As with the Sylph, we can leave them to their own devices. For a time at least. For a time, bears repeating. We can ill afford to fall complacent. It is as Yashtola says. Unless we know the minds of the beast tribes, we cannot predict with any certainty when next a primal will return to plague the land. This being the case, we must proceed with as much haste as prudence allows. Any word of Titan? The maelstrom keeps the kobolds under constant observation. We shall hear of them ere long, you may depend upon it. Indeed. So then, with all the known primals that have been active in recent times, we are left with... Gridania! Wait, I mean Garuda! Who is the primal of the Ixal who lived near Gridania? Yes, that's what I mean. So many malms to cover. Would that there were a more efficient way to conduct our surveys. Were he still here with us, we should have not long have waited for a more practicable solution. She's not wrong there. Where in the world are you, Chief? But one step at a time. Henceforth, the Order of the Twin Atta will handle all matters pertaining to the Sylphs, under the sage guidance of the Seed Seers. I bid you all enjoy a moment's respite. You have earned it. Is there something else, Fen? Beg pardon? A man named Lahabrea, sporting a red mask and robed in black? 12 preserve. Prior to the calamity, the Asians took great pains to remain hidden. Why would they choose to cast off their veil of secrecy now? But this bodes ill. We must take advantage of the present lull in primal hostilities and investigate this Lahabrea. Learn all we can of him and his designs. I dread this... Tataru! A silk? And Thanola? At long last, this one finds walking one fed. This one is most dependable of these ones, is sent by Elder One Frixio to help walking ones. This one is called Noraxia. This one comes as a friend. Let these ones be friends. Pleasure to meet you, Noraxia. Darkness has taken root within these halls, sprung from the most unlikely of seeds. One cannot help but admire the irrepressible spirits that quickened it to life. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You're every bit as intriguing as our masters gave us to believe. It is no ordinary mortal who can acquire one crystal light, much less 3. The crystals make you strong, and it is to that strength the light is drawn. Idolin chose well. A pity that your existence is irreconcilable with our own. We cannot well allow you to continue upon your present course. Alas, we came here not to play, but to take a measure of your strength from Master Lahabrea. That task is now accomplished. We shall take our leave of you. Fare you well, bringer of light.
The Maelstrom requests our assistance.
Concerning the kobolds they sent such copious notes on, I presume?
Yes. And no. It has more to do with their findings, which portend a peril far greater than any beast tribe.
What sort of peril?
The worst kind. A tribe of kobolds in the vicinity of Limsa Lominsa has reawakened Titan. Our task will be to slay the Primal. The Maelstrom have sworn support for the endeavor. They are no strangers to the havoc kobolds can wreak.
Years before the Grand Company's reformation, two primals, Leviathan and Titan, chanced to converge upon the sea wall, wreaking untold devastation. There, by the grace of the Navigator, were the mercenaries Merlwyb hired able to fend them off. Yet it did not take long for the beast tribes to regroup, and they summoned their primals once more.
Thankfully, their second coming was decidedly short-lived, but that is beside the point. So long as tormented souls will them to exist, the realm will never be rid of primals.
The Maelstrom has kept a watchful eye upon the beast tribes, and the kobolds in particular, ever since. Which brings us to the matter at hand.
Unlike Ifrit, we know scarcely anything of Titan. Unfortunately, the only force known to have bested him, the modestly named Company of Heroes, disbanded 5 years since, and mercenaries are not in the habit of keeping chronicles.
Expect the worst. The Maelstrom's help is of course appreciated, but even if we had their whole armada at our disposal, we could still find ourselves overmatched. A pity the kobolds lack the gentle sensibilities of the sylphs. A peaceful resolution would be more than welcome. The echo will not avail you this time, I fear. If you are to survive, your steel must needs speak for you. No one would think you a coward were you to decline.
So you will accept? Thank you.
We can't very well send him to Limsa Lominsa without Y'shtola, can we, Minfilia?
May I ask that of you, Y'shtola?
I never thought it in question.
Ever reliable. Very well. We will spare no effort to win victory. You may count on the full support of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and all not afield will aid the fight from afar. Thancred, Ida, go to the Grand Companies, tell them of our plight and solicit their support. Urianger, send word to the students of Baldessian, and Alfino if you would. Papalimo, compile all the information we have on Titan, little though it may be. You will be apprised of the tactical situation when you reach the Sailor's Ward. Provision yourself for the journey. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
Lady Y'shtola, Sir Muir. 1,000 pardons for this extreme discourtesy. I was wholly unaware of your true identity, sir. Had I known, I would have never permitted my man to subject you to such unspeakable ordeals. Come now, you must have sensed something was amiss. You didn't seriously think I would send you running the length and breadth of Eorzea for a banquet, did you? You spare him your mockery, Captain. Your intent was unclear to me until this moment, and unlike me, Fen has no knowledge of your traditions. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten him. Aye, aye. Fair's fair. There's no sense in hiding it any longer. We five were chosen by our brothers and sisters, and before the company of heroes disbanded, we each swore a solemn oath that any who would follow in our footsteps must be weighed and measured, not by their reputation but by their deeds. Each man would judge these would-be godslayers by his own criteria. If even one found him wanting, he would be rejected without a second thought. But he proved himself worthy. We swore that we would do our utmost to support his cause. The world has been ever full of brave souls eager to give their lives for a righteous cause, but all too few capable of making a difference with their sacrifice. We send wave after wave of hapless adventurers into the jaws of a foe against whom they have no hope of victory is worse than futile. Titan is not one to be challenged lightly, and we will not be complicit in the deaths of the unworthy. Which is why the five of you deigned to test Fen with such commendable thoroughness. Time well spent, I'm sure. But tell us, Captain, what is the assessment of you and your fellows? He's a brave one. That much is certain. He willingly walked into the midst of danger, despite my repeated warnings that it could cost him his life. He scared his underknowing. He stalked his prey as relentlessly as any child of the sands, and struck with precision when an opportunity presented itself. Too many adventurers these days only care for fortune and glory. Fen, however, is a kind of generous soul. I am certain he has no shortage of loyal allies who will gladly fight at his side.
Wily Uplander is talented plans maker. Pixie foe my pixie foe for mighty Wakaman.
I can only concur with my colleague's assessment. We five of the company of heroes hereby judge you a worthy challenger. Cast down the Lord of Crags, Muir, and write a new chapter in the history of Eorzea. With the formalities out of the way, let the festivities begin. Summon the dancers, pour the wine. Eat, drink, and be merry, my friends, for today we celebrate the birth of a new legend. Benoit, Titan's Bane. Benoit, Titan's Bane. Years ago, when we was weighing up and how to get to Titan, one of our scouts stumbled across this beast man Aetherite. See? Eh? What's that look for? Not familiar with him. He speaks of an unamplified Aetherite, which has been claimed by a beast tribe. Lest you wonder, there's no fundamental difference between such Aetherites as those you have used on countless occasions, Ben. Well, if it ain't the Garlean lass, welcome back. Forgive me for interrupting. I had planned to await your report, but I succumbed to curiosity. The tunnels beneath O'Gomoro form a bewildering labyrinth throughout that no outsider has ever fully explored. However, how the company of heroes managed to navigate it is a mystery I have long pondered. give us a bit of credit, love. We weren't daft enough to try going in the front. The kobolds are always digging new tunnels and filling the old ones with traps. One wrong step and the next thing you know, you've got 100 tons of rock on your noggin. Suicide to even try, see? Funny thing is, the kobolds didn't seem to have no trouble finding their way around. And it was that has got us thinking. I mean, Umgamaro mines are like a bleeding city, ain't they? Getting around a city that big would be a right pain in the arse if you didn't have an Aethernet, right? Wouldn't it? So it stood to reason that the kobolds must have one, didn't it? Even if there were Aetherite shards in the depths of Ogomero, you would have needed to attune yourselves to them before you could identify the signatures within the life stream. Well, that's where you're wrong, love. We had this Garlean bloke to help us, see? Delved us right in the Titan's bed chamber, he did. Didn't rightly know how he did it, but I do remember him saying it weren't nothing any Garlean scholar worth her salt couldn't manage. Did he now? Locating a beacon in the absence of a known signature might be possible if the Aetherites in question happen to be... yes. But in order to guide a traveler to said beacon safely, the second party would be required to... It is possible, in theory at least, yet I cannot be certain until I try. Plainly, all will depend upon whether or not I am worth my salt. Oh, you are, lass. Don't you worry about that. Have a bit of faith in yourself. Why don't we all go to Zelma's Run, take a close look at the Aetherite? Ain't far, though there's sure to be a few kobolds blocking the way. Not you can't handle, mind. So this is the Aetherite the company of heroes used to gain access to Titan's sanctuary. It is as Papalimo speculated. In its present state, this Aetherite signal will not be strong enough for our purposes. I may, however, be able to use my own energies to amplify it. Alas, the task will monopolize my attention for the duration. It seems you will have to proceed without me, then. I must needs remain here and supplement this beacon's power, lest you be denied your only path of escape. Fear not, I will summon the Maelstrom forces stationed nearby to protect us. With effort, it is possible that I may be able to stabilize the Aetherite signal, and thereby join you, albeit belatedly. Until such time as I do, you will be on your own. Now, let us see if I am worth my salt. I have located another beacon, one far below the mountain. I can only speculate as to what you will find there, so stint not in your preparation. Look, an Overdweller. Yes, an invader from above. He uses our Aetherites against us. He has defiled Titan's sanctuary, trespassed, violated, defiled. Overdwellers must leave. Overdwellers must fly. Brothers and sisters, fear him not. His fate shall be decided by the Lord of Crags. Hear me, Overdweller. You and your treacherous brethren must be held to account for the breaking of the covenant. You shall be first to face judgment, then Limsa and her oathbreakers, liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. O great Father, Lord of Crags, Titan, we summon you. Titan, we summon you. O great Father, Lord of Crags, Titan, we summon you. Titan, we summon you. He has come! The Lord of Crags Titan has come! Dweller, art thou dead? I come, coveted, ever the blessing of the land, and murdereth my children by the score. All in service to greed, such sins are beyond pardon. But I am not the first to suffer thy defile. Thou didst spring every flow. Godless Overdweller, thy myriad heresies shall not go unpunished. Upon thee shall I wreak a terrible vengeance. Lord of Crags, great Father Titan has fallen! The crimes of the Overdwellers will not be forgiven. Not forgotten. Never be forgotten. No, no, never. 'Twas your kin who broke the covenant. We acted only in defense of our lands. Cease your aggression, or never will there be peace. Until our dying breaths, we shall defy you. Deny, decry, defy. These are the greetings one would expect from an icon. I have seen enough. We proceed as planned. Are you sure this is wise, my lord? Your curiosity is untested and unproven. We do not yet know its true capabilities. Then trust in mine. Trust in mine, Ratatan. My curiosity, as you so eloquently put it, would have bested Titan in the blink of an eye. If there be truth in legends, it could readily subjugate the whole of Eorzea, given but a little while longer. Is that not so? It is. No greater single power has ever been conceived, much less realized. What say you? What you say may well be true, but such devices may win battles, but I do not believe they will serve to change the course of the war. Oh, but they will. Have a little faith, my friend. I cannot endorse this course of action. Fool. And now he has a fall. That's... Carry on, Crystal Bearer. Far though you have come, your work is far from done. And not remain to mark his passage. Well, the Ascians are nothing if not elusive. It is of little wonder that they should cast advanced teleportation magics at will, but that they would have chose to consort with the Empire. What common goal could they possibly share? I feared I might arrive too late, but I see you had the manor well in hand. I have taken measures to ensure that we are not pursued, yet I cannot say how long they will hold. Take your leave while the kobolds are still in disarray. I will follow anon. There is something I must investigate before I depart. I will teleport you to the Aetherites in Zelmarun, and we will rendezvous at Camp Bronzeley. Agreed? This one is glad. Walking one is safe.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Thank heavens he is safe. Louisoix, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring him forth, or you shall know no mercy.
Confound it! Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Hold that thought.
No!
Conditions of surrender denied.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough! We leave. Bring the prisoners.
What? Walking one Manfilia asked us to give... asked this one to give... in case Walking One return, this one was to say... at church in Eastern Thanalon, Walking One must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect Walking One Manfilia from Imperial ones. For this one save. How could have this happened? And are you certain that Manfilia was among those taken by the Garleans? Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for friended Manfilias. I have known her since she was a child. Well do I recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I gladly offer the self-same services to her brother and sister scions. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. Marquis, would you come here for a moment? Yes, Father. If you require assistance, pray speak with Marquis. He is a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain. Marquis is a survivor of the Battle of Carteneau. Alas, his experiences took a terrible toll on his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would have surely perished in the desert. Marquis, I want you to look after Fen. Do you understand? Yes, Father.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the 7th Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Cid, was it? Here. These belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
who are you?
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Cid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Cid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
Look, it's the Enterprise. Yes, just beyond the enormous sleeping dragon. The dragon is not a concern. We have come for the airship, and only the airship. Sid, you and I will sneak aboard the Enterprise and prepare to launch. Ben, you stay here and keep an eye on the beast. If it wakes, we may need you to provide a distraction until we are ready to depart. You can manage that, can't you? It settles it. Then, shall we, Sid? As you command. So, you mean next? You mean to slay Garuda next? Interesting. Most interesting. And you are aware that her strength greatly exceeds that of your previous primal conquests? A testament to the fanatical devotion of her followers. The Exal are nothing if not zealous. In spite of your past achievements, I labor to believe that you will best this foe. Yet only a fool would underestimate the great bringer of light, player of Ifrit, bane of Titan. If any mortal is capable of defeating the Lady of the Vortex, it is you. Win or lose, the battle should at least make for an entertaining spectacle. Assuming, of course, you live that long. Alphino, the dragon. Confound it. Confound it all. Let us see how your blasphemous gift serve you this time. We're still there. Ben, are you alright? Speak to me. well be praised. I fear the beast had injured you. I see now why the others rated you so highly. When you were caught in the midst of the etheric bubble with the dragon, I was all but certain my next mission would be to find a new champion. Thank the gods for sparing me that inconvenience. I have quite enough to do already, which reminds me, Sid is working on the Enterprise as we speak. Let us go see what he has to say. What say you, Sid? Will she fly? Yes. Though it will not be a pleasant ride. Well, I dare say it would be no more unpleasant than staying here. It's a pity the Enterprise is not in a better state. But if she will allow us to quit this place, I shall not complain. If all are in agreement, let us return to Gridania. Though I would like nothing more than to set course for the Howling Eye, it is plain the Enterprise is in no condition to weather the storm. She must needs be repaired if we are to proceed with our mission. This is all so familiar. I know this airship. If I could just... Bah, it's no use. Let's go. It calms me to look at her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Oddly surprising, you did design and build her. I bear good news. The Seed Seers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank and folly to take one moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we are to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, we must needs be soon. Though I am no expert on the workings of an airship, it seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest, apt to turn a proud tree into matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot enter the storm. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if this tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Found it. There must be a way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements? But of course, that's it. If we work upon the element itself, using the power of corrupted crystals, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see. You propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of the barrier. It seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Though mayhap not to you, then. We may speak of the manifestations of over-aspected ether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace, which has been a cause of great woe, as they are known to warp etheric energies, including those of living organisms. The point is, we could theoretically use corrupted crystals to convert the wind-aspected ether comprising Garuda's barrier into an ether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise could even deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. All of this rests upon our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No. But I know a man who might, a scholar by the name of Lambertant, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marquis met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or for want of a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was as a result of these conversations that poor Marquis was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Ben, I need you to return to Thunalon and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence.
There. She's ready.
Ah, she stirs. To Kurthus, and an audience with the Harpy Queen Garuda. Enterprise, engage.
Damn it. I once flew in this airship, and I was not alone. There were adventurers on board. Adventurers like you. Just how long have I worn these damn goggles? Ah, yes. I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger days. The young prodigy, admired by all. Exactly like his father. Born and raised in Garlean. It was only natural that the precocious young student should become an engineer. Had his father not done the same? Father, when did we stop seeing eye to eye? When did Meteor become your everything, and your loved ones cease to matter? You abandoned us all. But he was there for me, Father. There for me when you were not. Though he proved no better in the end. Gaius was just another man, with an all-consuming obsession. And so I ran, left the Empire behind and came to Eorzea, where I built the ironworks. Ah yes, it was then that I first donned these goggles. Eorzea opened my eyes. It was home to so many manner of people, each with their own hopes and dreams. People worth saving, and so I fought beside them. I wanted to prove that my knowledge could serve a nobler purpose. I wanted to prove that there was another way. And it all began that day when I found my new home. I had forgotten how wonderful it was. The wind in your hair, the endless sky. That light. It was you, wasn't it? It's surprising how few people know this, but all pure-blood Garleans have a third eye. Perhaps mine helped me recognize you, or perhaps it was just a lucky guess. The Enterprise was made for this, to carry Eorzea's protectors into battle. I am proud to be able to call her my own.
Sid? What exactly do you remember?
Alphinaud, my boy. Sorry to have been such a burden. everything. My name, my people, and my purpose. Everything. Come, it would be rude to keep Garuda waiting.